Hey there friends, and thanks for joining me again. And you know, this is the time of year when ads like this start coming in the mail. So they've got treadmills and fitness trackers and water bottles and other workout equipment and workout DVDs and things like that. And so you know what that means. It's the time of year when a lot of people start setting fitness goals for the new year. Basically, they come in the form of a lot of like New Year's resolutions and things like that. Maybe we overeat over the holiday season, whatever the case may be. People tend to start getting in shape this time of year. Well, I personally think that health and fitness is extremely important all year long, and I do have a exercise routine that I do regularly. I'm trying to bump up my own for this year. But there's lots of different reasons why it's important to go ahead and try and stay healthy. Exercising regularly can help, ward off heart disease, it can help blood pressure, it can help reduce your risk of diabetes, it can help prevent cancer. There's lots of things. It can help you manage your weight, of course, help not gaining weight, but also even help to lose weight, of course. It can help boost your energy levels. I don't know if everyone knows that, but for sure, when you exercise, you tend to have higher amounts of energy for the rest of the day. So, while you may think, oh, I don't have very much energy, you want to rest, it's actually the opposite. If you can get up and start moving, you'll actually boost how much energy you're going to have otherwise. So, an exercise routine is definitely important for those of you who have kids out there to have to chase after and keep up the energy to be able to chase after them. And it can also help with your mood. It's probably the cheapest antidepressant out there. So, if you ever feel down or sad or whatnot, just getting up and moving around can really help and boost your mood and make you feel better. It can even help, like I said, with people who have depression and, lots of other things like that. So, it can improve your self-esteem, your libido. It can help you sleep better. There are so many benefits. That's why I think it's important to make sure that we're exercising all year long, of course. But, it's a little bit difficult to get started with it, and so I wanted to help, give some suggestions today. And one of those reasons it may be difficult is because just like these ads, where there are people who already look really toned and very healthy and things like that, and then when there's average people like you and me, we see this and we're like a little intimidated by it, it can be, a little bit daunting. So I have some suggestions for you. Of course, you can get exercise at a gym. And so there's also getting your exercise at home. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the pros and cons of many of these types of things. But let's go ahead and get started with some of the home exercise. So one of the cheapest ways that people tend to get started with exercising is just by purchasing one of these yoga mats, which can also be used for a lot of different exercises other than yoga. But get one of these and then you can stick it on the ground. It takes up very little space when it's all rolled up. You can shove this in a closet. You can have it in under a bed or wherever. So it doesn't really take up very much space. It's very inexpensive to purchase. And it's actually pretty useful. It creates a non-skid surface so that when you're doing different exercises and even vigorous ones, other than yoga, like I said, it can make it to where you don't end up with an injury, like if you were to accidentally slip or fall. One other one that people tend to buy is a exercise ball. I love this thing. It makes it to where you can do all kinds of different core exercises and things without it being so difficult. Unlike the floor mat, if I were to sit on that and then do like crunches or sit-ups and things like that, that can be hard on the back because even with the mat, my wood floor is very hard. So having something soft and cushy like this makes it a whole lot more comfortable. And also it uses more muscles because you have to use all these stabilizing muscles in order to stay on the ball. So I think I get a better workout and it's more comfortable with this ball. If we were to ever move, it has this plug here. You can take it out, deflate it. It stays really nice and small. Or if you find you're not using it, or if you end up with an injury or something, you have to pack it away for a little while. Whatever the case may be, if you get one of these, you can always deflate it. And then it won't take up very much space at all. And this also doubles as a really fun kid toy. Just make sure you're having them play with it in a room where there aren't like tables and lamps and things that can knock it over, because this definitely encourages some rough play. Free weights, this one is very inexpensive as well. I got these at a thrift store. I got a set of 6 of them, 2 1 pound, 2 2, and then 2 3 pounds. And I think even with tax they were like $4. So no big deal at all to take them home and clean them and whatnot. Totally worth the savings over buying them from a big box store. And there are tons of exercises you can do with them. Even though they seem like low weights, you know, especially for me at least as a woman, I don't really have to lift that much weight in order for it to be effective. And plus I can combine it, so I can use my free weights even with my ball or some of the other things I'm about to suggest also. So yeah, free weights are a good way to help, you know, encourage and strengthen muscles and different things. So yeah, and again, they can be very small to store, so it's not a big deal. So the next thing I would like to recommend is a bike trainer. Okay, so this is a bike trainer. I know this looks kind of awkward now, but I'll explain it in a second, and then I'll even show you how it works. But basically it's a stand where you put your back tire in the bike, and then it has this resistance wheel. The back tire actually touches this wheel, and so when you turn, or, you pedal on the bike, it creates resistance like if you were to ride around on the outside and whatnot, to make it to where it's harder to pedal. So this thing actually makes it to where you can take your normal bike that's already sitting in your garage, in your shed, whatever, hook it into this thing, and it makes it into a stationary bike. So instead of having to pay a whole lot of money for a whole new piece of exercise equipment, you can just get one of these things. They're not too expensive. They don't take up too much space. These front legs, you know, collapse in to make it so it doesn't take up so much space, and then store away really easily in a garage and whatnot. And then you can go from riding your bike in the summer, even into the fall, ride on this in this, you know, the winter, even early spring, and then you're still totally in shape for riding your bike in the summer again. Or when it's hot, like in the summertime, sometimes it can get hot, you can ride this in your house in the nice air conditioning. So yeah, this can make it to where you can stay in shape and on your bike without having to be outside. Or people who are uncomfortable being outside, exercising in front of other people, this can make it to where you can do it in the comfort of your own home. So I really enjoy this thing. It really makes a lot of sense to me to get one of these over a exercise bike, because my house would never never accommodate an exercise bike. It's definitely not big enough for that. So yeah, again, I'll show you a demonstration of how this works in a little while, but just to give you another suggestion, this is a easy way to get a piece of cardio equipment. And then of course there's other types of cardio equipment. There's treadmills and ellipticals, but just like, you know, the exercise bike I was just talking about, sometimes those can be expensive to purchase, and then they also take up a lot of floor space, so that's something to consider for sure. And then my favorite, absolute favorite piece of cardio equipment is this right here, and it's a little mini trampoline. So a rebounder, or a little mini trampoline like this, is really beneficial to your lymph system. Your lymph system is basically kind of like how your heart and your veins and arteries push blood around your system. What we have is like a lymphatic system with a bunch of little tubes and tunnels and things like that with lymph liquid that connects all of our lymph nodes. Well, this is part of our immune system, and there's no heart to pump the liquid, so the best exercise in order to help this lymph fluid move, because that's the only way to get it to move is by us moving, is up and down movements. So, you know, jumping rope is another good exercise that you could do at home, you know, very inexpensively. Obviously doesn't take up as much space as a trampoline like this would, but this is a little easier on the joints, which is why I prefer this. So yeah, getting out and jumping on this every day can not only help get you your cardio exercise, but it can help your lymph system move so that you don't end up getting sick as often, or it can help you get better if you do get sick more quickly. Another thing I like to use is YouTube videos. There's lots of YouTube videos out there on different exercises and things to do. You could probably do a different video every day for like years and never have to do the same one twice. YouTube has tons and tons of videos out there, so if there are specific ones that you like, you could definitely utilize those as well. So those are my favorite things to do here at home. As far as a gym membership goes, those can really vary a lot in price. But certainly if you don't have the room for any of this equipment at your house, or if you're going to need something to motivate you to do it. So I actually have all of this stuff here now, and then I also have a gym membership that I use twice a week very regularly, so I definitely do use it. But of course, knowing me, I shopped around and we got the cheapest gym membership in town. And it's at a Fitness 19. I don't know if you have those in your area, but here where I live, my gym membership, we got a little special. My mom and I are the ones who joined together. That's actually why I joined, is because she wanted to go. And I wanted to support her, so I went ahead and joined with her. And we get both of us for $23 a month. So that works out to be about $11.50 each. And because we both go regularly, to, a couple times every week together every week, it works out to where we go about 9 times a month. It works out to be about $1.28 per trip to go. So it's really not that expensive. There's certainly more expensive gyms in town. I think we have a Gold's Gym and it's like $50 a month per person. That would definitely not be worth it to us. Plus there's a whole lot more people that are maybe a little more intimidating there, whereas the Fitness 19, especially in the daytime when my mom and I go together, it's other moms and even some, older people and stuff like that. So it's a crowd we fit in with better. So yeah, there's lots of different options. You could buy the equipment and then never have any costs after that. You could do the gym membership but get a cheap one. There's lots of different options, and of course, there's different things to work out with everyone. So let's go ahead and do a demonstration. Let's work out together. That'll be fun. Friends, that was lots of fun. So I'm sure lots of you have, schedule issues and things like that that would make it to where you can't exercise, as much as you would like. But I'm sure everybody, no matter what their physical, limitations can be, maybe can find some time to exercise. If you have kids, you can do it during your nap time, or, again, if you have some sort of a disability, I'm sure there's something out there that you can do. And, as much as I don't want to bring it up, unfortunately, disease and sickness really does cost a lot of money. So when we can find a frugal way to exercise, it can help save us a lot of money in the long run by not ending up sick, or who knows what else, we may be, preventing by doing these types of things. So hopefully, if, exercise is in your agenda for the next upcoming year, this will help inspire you, maybe even find some things that you could do to add to your routine to mix it up, make it more fun. And then you can end up with something, that works out well for you. So I'm Frugal Brain Girl. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time.